In this session, you are going to learn evaporation, 蒸發. What is evaporation? Evaporation is a phenomenon 現象 to describe how a liquid changes to gas state at a temperature below the boiling point. Let's look at an example for the evaporation of water. When a cup of water is left on the table, as shown in the diagram. After a few days, the water level drops, implying that some water escapes from the beaker. Explain why this happened. This can be explained by the following steps. First, we know that temperature is a measure of the average kinetic energy of water molecules, which means that water molecules have different kinetic energy. That means not all the molecules have the same kinetic energy. Second, the water molecule on the surface. The molecule on the surface have greater kinetic energy. That means the water molecule on the surface can travel faster than that at the bottom. Thirdly, when the water molecule on the surface absorbs enough energy, which is called latent heat, the energy can be absorbed from the surrounding. Okay? Energy absorbed from the surrounding. Then, this molecule will change into water vapor and leave the surface. That means when the water molecule on the surface absorb enough energy, they will escape from the surface. In this case, the mass of water left in the water decreases, and this process we call evaporation. The following points concerning evaporation should be noted. The first point is that evaporations will cause cooling effect, 冷卻效果. When evaporation occurs, the more energetic water molecules leave the surface. As a result, the average kinetic energy of the water molecule remaining in the beaker will decrease. Therefore, the water temperature will drop when evaporation occurs. Consider the example that when a drop of alcohol, 酒精, is added to your hand, what do you feel? You will feel cool. Why? The reason is that the alcohol will evaporate and change from liquid state to vapor state when it absorbs enough latent heat from your hand. Therefore, your hand feels cool. The second point about evaporation is that evaporation only occurs in the surface. The third point about evaporation is that evaporation occurs at any temperature, even though the temperature is below boiling point of the liquid. Evaporation can still occur. Let's look at the factors 因素 affecting the rate of evaporation。有咩因素影響蒸發嘅速度 ？rate of evaporation 蒸發嘅速度。There are altogether 4 factors. The first factor is temperature. The higher the temperature, the rate of evaporation will increase. The second factor is wind speed. The higher the wind speed, the rate of evaporation increases. The third factor is humidity. Humidity means 濕度。The higher the humidity, the rate of evaporation decreases. The fourth factor is the surface area. The larger the surface area, the higher the rate of evaporation. Now, we will compare evaporation with boiling. First, evaporation occurs at any temperature, but boiling only occurs at a fixed temperature, which is the boiling point of the liquid. Second, evaporation only occurs at the surface, but for boiling, it will occur at anywhere inside the liquid. Thirdly, when evaporation occurs, it is invisible to the eyes. 隻眼睇唔到呢個現象㗎。However, when boiling occurs, we see lots of air bubbles coming out inside the liquid. Fourth, evaporation can cause cooling effects. However, for boiling, the temperature inside the liquid remains constant. That means the temperature will not drop. Fifth, the rate of evaporation is affected by external factors 外在因素 such as temperature change, wind speed, and humidity. However, the boiling point is only affected by external air pressure. When the external air pressure is equal to 1 atm, the boiling point of water, for example, would be 100 degrees Celsius.